Today is a great day to start your own podcast. Whether you're looking for a new marketing channel, have a message you want to share with the world, or just think you'll have fun with your own talk show, podcasting is an easy, inexpensive, and a fun way to expand your reach online. Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. Your show can be online and listen in all major podcast directories, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many more, within minutes of finishing your recording. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners, and the team at Buzzsprout is passionate about helping you succeed. Join over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout to get your message out to the world. Let's create something great together.
Man, I saw this name pop up on my LinkedIn talking about, did I know this person? That girl does not like me at the moment.
That shit's frozen.
Sorry, my whole life.
Let's see, what had happened was we about to go on this vacation, right? But she was talking about bringing her dog. And I'm like, yo, they don't allow dogs at the hotel. I don't think that's a good idea. And she was like, well, when you pick us up, we can just hide them in the room, all that. And I'm like, I'm not trying to get kicked out of this hotel. It's a nice hotel. Like, I don't think that's a good idea. And she was
You're gonna
like,
make all kind of noise.
And they have doggy hotels. Like they have hotels for dogs for that purpose.
Yeah.
They give you a fee too. If you do something they tell you not to, that's why they got your credit card on.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then she's gonna end up talking about something, because she stay in Savannah and we was going to Orlando. She's like, well, you can just leave me down there. I'll find a way back. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. I don't know what's happening right now, but yeah, this ain't gonna work out. So
the fuck?
It's not gonna work out.
Talking about me leaving her down there so she can find her way back. Like what?
Olivia said that?
No, this is some girl from, this whole other situation. Yeah, this girl does not like me. I met this girl at that Jody Breeze video shoot because she was one of the models in it or whatever. We was like clicking ever since. And yeah, everything was going smooth until like that came up and I was like, yeah, about that. Yeah, that ain't gonna work out. So
She gonna get a GoFundMe to get back from Orlando.
Wait, this happened recently?
nah, this is years back.
Oh, okay. I was confused. I missed the beginning. I was about to be like, hold on, you done. Yeah. So they're like, Supa Man.
Once upon a time. All right. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
You are now about to enter the hottest podcast on the planet.
It's your boy DJ Supa Man.
It's your girl So.
Peace, it's yeah.
What's up? It's your boy Scooby.
Now get ready. You just entered the Tough Talk podcast with the Tough Talk crew.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy DJ Supa Man with the Tough Talk podcast. Let's go ahead and get to the crew. As you know, we have in the building to my right, So in the plug.
Yo.
Next up, we have Ya in the building.
Space.
And we got my main man Scoob in the building.
People out there in podcast land. How are you today?
Love it. And as I already said, I'm DJ Supa Man, you know what I'm saying? But let's go ahead and get into this show. Did y'all have a good weekend? Like what y'all had going on?
Work. Work. That's all I did, really. That's pretty much it. That sums it up. I worked the entire weekend. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Did you
Pretty
encounter
adult.
Great energy.
I did. It was pretty adult.
Adult team.
Okay. One thing I did see. So I got off work yesterday and my girlfriend wanted a vape, so she was like, go by the vape shop. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna swing by there. So I'm going up towards Whitehorse. And you know the little plaza behind QT right there where the plasma place and all that?
Yeah.
It was a dude on the roof and it was the police out there and fire trucks, and he was sitting up there like so with his head down, and I'm assuming they were trying to get him down. So by the time I go to the vape shop, get what I need to get, I got to come back that way. By this point, it was a cop up there trying to talk him down, and he was standing up, walking. So I don't know what the outcome was, but I was just like, whoa.
Okay. All right.
It was completely random. It was just like, what? Why are these fire trucks? Some on fire. And I just happened to look up at the top because they had the ladder going up there. And I was like, yo, this is a dude sitting up there. What is going on?
You had a bad day.
Girlfriend broke up with him.
That was rough.
Nah, that sounds like something cheated, something.
That was my excitement for the weekend. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, so what y'all had going on?
I got a new lens for my camera.
It came in?
Yes.
So what excellence we're gonna be able to see?
Well, so it's basically a zoom lens. So I was doing a lot of portrait stuff. So it's really good for far reaching distance. Better focus. I have to get a lot of stuff like to complement it. But AB got some lights and stuff too.
Yeah.
So you know, I just doing that in video editing.
What's up?
Still studying, still learning.
That's lit. I just did me for a minute, for once. Just live my life. So I went to the selfie museum and took a bunch of pictures and went out to eat, had some good drinks. And that was really it. And yeah, I went grocery shopping. Oh yeah, I started shopping at Sprouts this weekend. So I had to upgrade myself. Like so far, so good. I'm gonna tell you though, it's really hard to shop. Because not because they didn't have what I wanted, but it's like wondering if it's gonna taste the same or far off from the taste that I'm used to. Does that make sense? Like the multi-grain waffles, but they're vegan. So I was like, so I'm not fully vegan, I'm not fully whatever, but I'm, just picking up
Testing the waters. Yeah, that's lit.
So Sprouts is a vegan grocery store?
They have
they're
a lot
not
of
vegan. They're
things.
More so just they have a lot of organic stuff and a lot of paleo. Some people do keto.
And that's what I'm on. So
keto.
I'm going back into that. And then they said they're like a farmer's market. When I went on the app, I downloaded the app. But I mean, it was just amazing to like go in. It was a really clean store compared to like our Publix and stuff. It's like they care extra. Which with the prices, they really should. But
oh yeah, that's one thing I will say is like we do spend a lot more money on food and herbs and stuff like that. But I feel like that's a part of your health and stuff like that. So I don't necessarily have doctor's insurance. So that to me is my insurance payment.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I even got some cereal, and milk. I did organic milk or something like that. It says, and I'm not even a milk drinker, but I do like cereal from time to time. So,
did you try different milk?
Yeah, it's like a 2% organic something. I don't know. I have to read it again, but yeah.
I hope it all works out. I definitely commend you for taking a step in the direction of doing something different.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I highly recommend almond milk. That's my new go-to. I don't do too much with the regular cow milk no more, and it tastes good.
Almond milk is good.
Yeah.
We make the coconut milk with the young coconut. The young coconut is a little easier because the flesh is softer with it being younger. The more mature ones, it's harder and it's a little more difficult to get it out of the shell. And then, you just blend it with the coconut water and the flesh and do some agave or some sea moss or something. It's really good.
Sounds good. Let's see what I had going on. For anyone that's been listening with us and everything, I was at my usual spot, Bonjour Crate, that Friday night. A lot of cool vibes going on that night. But then I had to get up early in the morning, and I say early, I'm talking 4 o'clock in the morning, just after that midnight shutdown from Bonjour Crate, to go to Seneca, South Carolina for the 5K half marathon. Boy,
Oh my God, did you run?
No, I was playing music.
Oh.
Yeah. No running for me. I would have been passed out. Shoot. 100 meters.
Last thing I'm going to do tired is run.
But yeah, they had me out there from 6 to, what time I leave? About 10 or 12. Not 12, about 10 or 11. And they had me patched in on one end on Facebook. So if y'all go to my Facebook page, my DJ Facebook page, you'll see the actual footage. And I was actually able to play through the system through Facebook Live that way, as well as the local radio station there in Seneca also. So that was pretty cool, how they had all that set up. And yeah, a lot of runners that day, different age groups running, different nationalities, people from all over, different states and all that. So it was a really cool turnout. They had a cash drop. They was like throwing the money up in the air and everybody was trying to get the money and stuff.
Word?
Yeah, they was doing a little bit of everything. Costumes, you know what I'm saying? Because, St. Patrick's Day, they had green outfits on, people with green tutus and all kinds of stuff on, running and whatnot. It was fun. Cold at first in the morning, but, it warmed up and it was fine. So we had fun doing all that. Then that night, shout out to my cousin Delandra. She had me do her husband's surprise birthday party in Anderson. That was a cool turnout. I wish I wrote down the name of that location because they do events there. And when they did the setup, they was on point. Like they had the nice decor, the balloons, everything was on point. They had the strawberries with the infused liquor. They had his cake was in the shape of a barrel. And the design was so whoever did the paint job on it or whatever you want to call it for cakes, it looked like a real barrel, and it had Di Serono bottles on top, and then they had little mini Di Seronos on the tables and stuff. Like they went all out. Like it was dope, how they had it and everything. We had fun that night, and then the next day, did a little family thing. Me and my girlfriend, her daughter, my son, and went to the it's called the South Carolina Botanical Gardens, but it's in Clemson, so I just call it the Clemson Botanical Gardens. Check that out. Went on up to Walhalla to the Stump House Tunnel, which is pretty cool. They call it a tunnel, but it's kind of like a cave at this point. But they tried to go through the mountain, but they didn't complete it all the way. So you can walk in and see all how they dug it out and stuff, and there be bats in there and stuff, and water dripping all around because it's springs, water and stuff going on and whatnot. But it's so dark, you gotta have a flashlight. And the temperature inside stays the same temperature all year round. So if it's hot in the summer, if it's hot summertime, you go in there, it's cool. If it's wintertime, it's warm. So it's crazy. And went down to the Issaquah Falls, which is right down around the corner. Was there for a little minute and then came on back and then checked out the Grammys, and that was it. Did y'all see any of the Grammys?
You was busy.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Okay.
Did y'all see any of the Grammys?
I saw the soft porn.
Man.
What? Wait, what? What did I miss on the Grammys?
That part.
Bro.
What happened?
Tell me all about it.
You want to talk about it? Or
I mean, I didn't watch it completely. I just saw enough to see that and was like, I can't believe this is happening on TV.
Right.
I can believe it. It's only gonna get worse.
Oh my goodness.
Scoop, this was the first time. What was it? I don't know if it's the first time live or first time at all that Cardi B and Meg did WAP as a performance, and they did it on TV
On the bed. I'm talking about
on CBS.
Laid back, legs up, face going down, then reversed it.
We talk
and
about
like,
certain positional movements, like everything.
Go on and pull it up. I see you getting the phone. Go ahead and pull up the clip.
I'm about to pull the clip.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here looking like Macaulay Culkin. I'm like, oh my goodness, what is happening?
I feel like I live in a shoe. I ain't hear about this.
You ain't hear about what?
What y'all talking about?
Girl,
Their performance, but I'm definitely in the midst of typing now because
yeah, you gotta pull it up.
I'm indulging right now. Why does Cardi have on this Madonna bustier?
All right, so what happened was Megan did her song first, Body, and then Cardi did her song Up, and then they came together to do WAP. And they had their both.
Talk about.
They didn't do WAP. They did soft porn.
Hey, talk about
soft porn.
At 25 seconds when Cardi went down, she was struggling to get back up. I wonder if that costume was heavy. she didn't get up too sexy like after that. After that shake.
Yeah, there was some pops she was trying to do it. She shouldn't have tried. Like it wasn't happening. Like
she struggled getting up. Oh man.
I can't laugh until I see
it. What?
I will say, Lil Baby performance was phenomenal. I was very surprised at the detail and everything he put into that performance. That was really cool.
He makes me proud a lot of times.
Yeah. Because at first, when he first came out, I was like, oh, he's just another, rapper, blah, 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 on this generation. But he doing some shit. I'm like, okay.
I rock with him because he goes back to his community. That's my biggest thing. Like, even though nobody does CDs anymore, that man pulled up in the middle of the hood and like opened the trunk and gave out, to the community. Like last year, I think it was before the pandemic.
Uh-huh.
And so he rocks with it. Like when he talks about he's still in his hood, he is. Like that's real.
I know y'all lying. She got a whole stripper foot on stage.
Boy.
The ghetto.
Was I lying?
A whole stripper foot for her pole. The whole heel with the foot. With the clear heel of that, if they would have had fishes swimming in that joint.
Boy, I was thinking the same thing.
I think it's the man thing.
Oh, that would be fire.
It's the bed for me.
That would be fire. Oh man.
And Trevor Noah, boy.
Yeah, it's a whole bed scene.
Yeah.
You can't miss it.
Oh yeah. Oh, I did see Anderson .Paak won a Grammy for Lockdown.
Yes.
Anderson .Paak performed too, right?
The only thing that I saw him and
he performed, with Bruno Mars.
Yeah. The only thing I saw them do
did the
was
song?
No, well, if they did, I missed that part, but I saw them do a tribute to Little Richard.
Oh, they put a girl in the shoe and his money floating around. That's even better.
I'm telling y'all gotta YouTube the Grammys footage. Like there was some crazy stuff going on last night. Like it was some cool and some was like, what?
The funny thing was Bruno Mars was Anderson .Paak's +1 for the Grammys. Yeah, it's on his IG. I saw it a little bit ago. Yeah. Bruno was his +1. Oh, the whole bed, not the Alaskan king size.
That big old bed.
Boy. Yeah, that face right there.
Okay.
So not lie.
Did they go to eyebrows?
So who? I want to know who approved this.
Well, I know there was some TVs getting turned at that moment across the nation.
No, they did not. Just you know what?
I told you. I tried to warn you.
You know what?
Imagine if your daughters was watching it.
Right.
You know what?
Like, I'm not knocking them, but I just don't think that was for TV.
That's not knocking them. There was a video of Cardi turning WAP off as soon as it came on when her daughter came on. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, she made a choice to say that's not what I want her to listen to. So I think that other people also have that same right. If you don't want them to listen to that, turn it off or control it or, whatever you got to do.
Exactly.
But yeah, we are in times where, it makes it.
But at the same time, I mean, it's normalized everywhere else. I mean, I'm gonna be 100 with you because in other countries, like that's cartoons for kids. Like you anime.
I mean, even they have like their little age, variations. It's like when you get to like the teen animes, then that's when they start getting kind of in that, sexual realm a little bit. And then after that, it just goes to the left.
but you got to also remember though, it's readily available to them. It shows on like TV overseas. Like it's not.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
So at the same time, but I get it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but last night was the first time that I ever myself at my age of 34 years old seeing a Black female country singer. Has there been one before that I'm not aware of?
I don't know, but somebody else is talking about crossing over. Who is it? K. Michelle, is it?
Oh.
It was somebody talking about going country now.
Because when she did her song, I was like, oh, she's country. Like, okay. But what got me was the song choice that she had. And I was like, okay, wow. Because she was talking about being Black in America. And I was like, I wonder, just from a country artist perspective, not even an artist, but a country fan perspective, how they took to that. You know what I mean?
We started it.
I mean, true enough.
Sorry. But no, I mean, I think honestly, it's just like, think about how many of us are our country or from the country. I think that's just a natural, innate thing. Is for you to kind of feel that vibe, which there have been lots of different melanated country singers, but I just think now, with people being more vocal about it, I guess we just didn't really title it.
Well,
it was.
Well, I know there has been, but my thing was that I don't remember there being a female melanated country singer. No, we've had Darius Rucker. We got, Kane Brown, if you consider him. We got, all these other people down the line, even, Lionel Richie. But I don't remember there being a female myself.
I got you.
Yeah. So, strives, doing big things.
You're the DJ, so we have to trust you.
I say I could be wrong. I'm just saying this is just, I'm still learning stuff as I go. That's why I love digging in the crates because, you get to learn a lot of history and, things just from what people were talking about in their songs, Very educational. Everybody should do it.
I definitely think country is like a storytelling type of genre.
Mm-hmm. So it fits. But all right, so let's go ahead and get to this topic because this came a little sooner than I thought it was. So for all y'all that knew what was going to happen this week, it ain't happening. We had to do a little remix last minute. So tonight we're going to talk about the Big C, Child Support. And
I thought you was talking about cookies, man. Golly, you got me excited.
Wait, what kind of cookies?
Snickerdoodle, of course. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I'm saying I like cookies. Anyway,
what kind of cookies you like?
All types. Anyway,
on the next
I'm playing, baby. I'm playing.
No, I literally have been trying not to eat order insomnia cookies every single day. So I think it's meant for me that I did not eat them today, and y'all are talking about cookies.
Yo,
I'm getting
y'all
cookies
text
tomorrow.
me. Y'all randomly text me like, "Do you eat insomnia? You heard of insomnia cookies?" I was like, "What?"
I was so emotional eating them cookies. They were so good. When you talk about comfort food, like it made me want to cry. Like
Oh wow.
I felt really, they were warm. First of all, I have a thing for warm cookies. Like, but no, it's feel good food. Like it just feels really good. And
Now
then
you see
they're
why I was going so much?
Yeah. I might have to make a run tonight.
well, hey, let me know if you do go though, for real, because they're right downtown.
Right.
And they'll close till 3:00.
Look, they ain't nothing but not even 10 minutes, and at that time of night, maybe 5?
Right.
Shoot. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about child support. The one thing that is not clearly black and white. And this is excuse me, the breakdown that I want to take into this. So my thing is, I understand the need for child support, and I understand that there are some individuals out there that needs to be on child support because they're deadbeats and they just don't take care of their children like they should. But there are also individuals out there that do try to be there for their kids, are for their kids, and do everything that they can, but somehow they're still on child support. And then whatever in the system happens, sometimes they get the shank, in some cases. Not all cases, but some cases. Now, my personal experience was not on the positive end, and I really need to go ahead and sit down and get a lawyer and get my money together and get this taken care of. But now, going back through everything that happened, I realized what actually took place, because me being young and dumb, I was just like, you know what? Let's just, figure this out. Let's, be adults about the whole situation and, work this out. Well, that ain't how it went down. And she lawyered up, and I did not have one, and I got this shank. So as you can see, that's how that went. And now I am right at 180 a week in child support. And yeah, life is not the great on that end. So my thing is, in regards to child support, just generally speaking, how do y'all feel about it as what it is? Just is child support. What do y'all think?
I mean, as what it is, I don't like it because I look at it as this way. It's like you said before when you first started your spiel on it and was introducing the subject about deadbeat dads. I mean, as bad as it sounds, the way Dave Chappelle put it in his stand-up, I feel like it should be that way. I mean, if he don't want to do what he want to do, the government shouldn't be forcing him to do what he's supposed to do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If there's a choice for abortion, there should be a choice for child support or to walk away. As bad as it sounds, it sounds bad. Yes, a kid needs their father or their parent, whoever. If they don't want to be in that child's life, don't try to force them to. In a discussion. I mean, that's just the way I look at it, because that's just initially giving that person an extra. Because some guys, like you said, get the bad end of the stick because they do stuff and everything, and then that child support stuff ends up sending them to jail because they miss a payment. You know what I'm saying? And that's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to
Been
go
there.
to jail.
But yeah, we're getting to that.
You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to go to jail over missing a payment. I mean, I'm feeding the kid. They're with me every week. Every other week, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. They have clothes here. They have shoes here, food here, a bed, a room.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I understand full-time parent that has them all the time has more to do and may need a little extra support. Call me. Hey, Xavier needs new shoes, or we need this for school, whatever, and we take care of it. That's how my situation is. It's like we work as a team. There's no need for child support. My kid's mom tells me all the time, I just want you to be around and with them, spend time with them, and that's more than anything. That's more than any money that you could send back to me or give to me to pay for anything, because that's you being in their life is more than enough. You know what I mean? So that I don't like it. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. What about y'all? Honest opinions now. Come on.
Look, I'm looking at so she look like she want to go last. I think we live in a society where, for one, there are some fail safes that have to be put in place with broken families. So, you know, for one, like, we have our idea of what a family is. And I think that, you know, for one, we do have to address like what sex is. Truly and honestly, it's marriage. You're literally sitting down right then and there, agreeing to share yourself, your demons, everything you done danced in, your family, your DNA. You're literally sharing your nakedness with someone, and they're doing the same with you. And in the event that does create another naked someone, you know, you basically have to have an agreement to support being to uphold and to bear the weight of, to grow up. I mean, you're literally just giving assistance, you're giving yourself to something. So when you make that commitment, willingly or unwillingly, to give so much of yourself to someone, you also have to give yourself to that seed. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that is fair exchange. And so, like you said, if there's a case where you feel like you gave it all you could in the session of conception, and then afterwards, like, that was it, you know, I gave you a gift, cool, fine. If you don't want to be there, and, you know, this human being is in this world, then at least support them, at least give them a fighting chance to become and build themselves as their best self, so that they can, you know, get to a place where they can support themselves. But while they are defenseless, while they are unable to provide for themselves, like, I do think it's okay. Like, it's acceptable to take your place. Now, I don't appreciate it being used as a weapon. It can be weaponized. I've had a lot of personal situations experiencing it being weaponized, because I know a lot of men who do more than enough for their children. And I know women that will want more and more, not necessarily for the well-being of their child and to benefit them in their future, but more so for themselves. So I just think that in any situation, all children should be supported, because none of us asked to be here. We literally fought and just was the one that made it. So I think just being here, like, we should just be able to figure out, like, what we're gonna do with this journey. And, you know, it's not up to us to, like, be caught in the middle of stuff. I think we're so uncertain sometimes in these interactions because they become normal, and you know, just kind of shook off and nonchalant, like, you know, that we don't think anything more is gonna come of it because of our initial intention. So I think if we're just, like, more on ourselves about our intention and actually, you know, speak our piece about our agreements, then, you know, we won't have those issues. But anytime you involve an outside party, being a court system, you know, I would hope it's because there's no other option. Other than that, the family should be between the family. That is the divine trinity that's already under attack. And anything outside of that is going to be basically to put you on a stand, you know, and under a spotlight to dissect and possibly traumatize, you know what I mean, your family. So I think that we just have to do our part. That's all it is about, holding you accountable for doing your part. So once we realize what our part is, you know, it's up to us to do that, or, you know, there are always going to be consequences. But children deserve our best. They deserve us at our best, regardless of who we are when we get here. We should put forth the effort.
Yep.
So I agree. I'm gonna come from two different perspectives, but all together. So first and foremost, as a single mom, let me just say that I'm not a drama mama, baby mama drama. I'm not her. Like y'all said, we don't ask to be here. when you lay down, do what you do with a person, you know the consequences that can come, right? So once that happens, whether you agree with the person, like the person, whatever the case, sometimes we do it too soon. We don't know the person, you know what I'm saying? And that becomes the excuse. I don't buy that. Like, I'm that type of person. So fast forward, this gift comes. It is your duty to take care of your child. Like she said, that's your blood, that's you. That's a spitting image, person carrying your DNA that you created. How dare you not want to take care of your child? Now, on the flip side, before I go too far, I've been married before, and my ex-husband went through that baby mama drama where he wasn't allowed to see his daughter. And it was dangled over him. If he didn't pay child support, he couldn't see her. Once he started paying child support, then she thought it was a dictatorship where she could dictate and determine when, how long, where, all that. But that's where you, again, go do what you need to do, get your rights. Different states, different rules, right? But I know for a fact, like in the state of Georgia, if you have a child out of wedlock, and even if you sign a birth certificate, you have no rights. Even if you pay child support, you have no rights. So that's where he went and legitimized his daughter, and he got his full rights. So flipping back, you have a mother like me, have my child, change my college plans, change my future because I had this child. It's my responsibility. I didn't want to pass him off. My mom said, go, I'll keep him. I said, no, it's my child. So I have to figure it out. And that's what I did. So for me, fast forward, I never got child support. I did file it when he was 2. And it was after I was threatened. I was told, I'll never, and what he wasn't going to do. So yeah, I did file, but I've never changed it. It's always been based, at that time, he told them he didn't work, which he did. So it was based off minimum wage. I've never gone back. And this joker never paid. But where it got hurtful to me, you didn't hurt me. You hurt the child. Because this is a talented child. So number one, I want him to be able to enjoy life, right? So without your help, your responsibility, without your help, you're hurting him. Unless I do what I did and continue to bust my ass to make stuff happen. So then when you tell me, when I said, well, I need this for band dues or sports, let's start with the sports, Little League. I need this, I need that. I'm not asking you to pay my rent. I'm the type of person, go pay, it's $150, go to the park and pay it. Because that you don't have to put it in my hands. But when you disrespect me, you're not disrespect, you're hurting him, the child, whoever, because it's not fair to him. So now I have to go bust my ass to make it happen. Cool, because that's my child. So I'm gonna do it. That's why I said I'm not those drama mamas who sit out there and, bitch and complain about stuff that's stupid. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You don't like me, I don't like you, cool. But this child did not ask to be here. And this child suffers because we're two adults that can't figure it out. So I commend you, Scoop. I love your relationship. And you, even with you, Soup, I love the fact that you guys are fathers and nobody has to tell you how to go be a father. And so back to the situation, let's fast forward. I'm gonna tell you where it got real nasty. The state of Georgia decided to compare our incomes. Like years down, this joker goes back and files behind my back and said he couldn't afford to pay, he was dying, whatever the case. They decreased what was already based on minimum wage. And yeah, they was like, well, provide your tax thing and all this. For what? That's like, I'm out here busting my butt. Then the lady was like, well, do you have the receipts for all the extracurricular activity? No, like, that's my kid. Like, that's what I have to do. So no, I didn't save that. I didn't know he was a bank account that I needed to say. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm, so right. Cool. They reduced it. Cool. That's cool. That's on you. But then to tell me like medical, I said, the copays are high, right? You know how much comes out of my check for insurance? So I'm like, hey, can he at least cover him on the, the state, whatever. Well, you make the higher income. It's based off your income. You have to cover him. That's the stuff that disgusts me. Wow. Even as he got older, I got a thing where they were closing my case. Are you freaking kidding me? I responded like immediately. No, because my mind, Let that sit. And the day, every dog has their day. When that adds up, whatever you decide to do, it will go straight to his account. I don't care if he's 50 years old. I want that to go to his account. That's owed to him. You know what I'm saying? Those times when we had to go in the shoe store and I had to say the budget is $100. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do nothing wrong, but this is the budget. This is what it is. It's because I was at my max. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then the man told me, you live above your means. I live above my means because I put him in programs. Okay, so extracurricular as he got older, I chose band. He's a musician, he's an artist, he's dope, right? So I was like, okay, we'll put him in band. That was also my safety net because I work 30 minutes across town. So that gives me almost a free baby. Well, not a free babysitter, but a babysitter to know that he's safe. He's okay. He's not out here bored, home alone, getting involved in crimes, whatever. And instead you tell me I live above my means, take him out of the band. Are you fucking kidding me? So that's why I have a fine line. On the flip side, I got divorced years ago. But for a minute when I was married, it used to burn me because at the same time, my husband was being harassed. If he changed his job, abandonment warrant filed. He's going to court. He has to take that. He got arrested. One day he got arrested because they said that she filed on the day my dad died. And he failed to appear. I said, number one, no one served that paperwork because we were home. My dad passed that day. I said, so I know that I know, you know what I'm saying? Then I went, and I think we were separated this time, but I did that for him. You know what I'm saying? I went to his house. It was a lot. I had so much time. I had to go because I think he called me. I literally went to work, told my job, got off work, flew across town, got the keys to his house, got his check stubs. He told me where they were, went back to court, and the judge let him out on the signature. But that's the stuff that burns my soul. When I see men that do step up and do what they're supposed to do, get dogged out, and I see the system get used for the wrong reason. But then you have a mom like me who's busting my ass out here, you know what I'm saying, trying to give him the best life possible, but yet still trying to survive. And I deal with a scum bucket who goes and says it costs too much to pay. Y'all ready to find out how much it was?
I've been waiting on this number.
$25 per month. Not week.
Man.
You said how much?
$225 with a $25 added on for arrearage.
Wow.
Ain't that something?
That's better than a car payment.
See, it's those stories that make me upset because it's like nothing that you gotta pay. You know what I mean? And like a situation like that where if we had a lawyer, like this wouldn't even be like an issue right now. And that's what I hate, that you have to have a lawyer to get anything to go fairly. Like this is stupid.
And not just any lawyer, you gotta have a good lawyer on top of that.
Yes, you do. And that's why I sympathize with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I play both sides because I hear moms, oh, child support ain't. But then I'm like, it isn't, but it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing both sides. And then dads, like you guys, doing your best. My ex-husband even, you know, doing what you have to do. And then you get dogged. You know, like even with his ex, like when I tell y'all, once everything went through, like it was a time we still had to take the sheriff to get his daughter because she would,
Wow.
And so that burns me. I'm like, and so I used to want to fight her. Just it had nothing to do with whatever she was mad at him. But I was angry at her because I was like, it's people like you that make it bad for people like me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy. It makes no sense. And it's just because your feelings were deeper in the situation than his were. And it's like you're not taking in consideration of the child being used as a pawn. And that just makes no sense because you're hurting the child more than you're helping yourself emotionally. And that's what a lot of people fail to understand.
I'm so glad that you were still able to keep him in band because look what he turned out doing. Like he's a musician and he's still using his skills. Like
that's why you'll hear him say certain things referencing him and his music. If you really listen to his music, you'll hear it. He'll talk about it. And that's where I say going back to the whole thing, like I was the type before I didn't even care. Like I said, the biggest thing was be there. That's my biggest thing.
Right.
And then yes, contribute. Okay, fine. You can't afford his Jordans. Fine. Then let's go half on them. You know, like Scoop said, let's figure it out. You know what I mean? Let's be a victim. But when you tell me you're not doing it, it's like, huh? I didn't make this baby by myself. It was two of us. And truth be told, you were 9 years older than me at the time. I was 18.
Right.
Wow.
But you know what I'm saying? And then back to the kids, like it does hurt the kids. You know, a lot of people think that it doesn't. Kids are okay. They're not. And this goes back to some of the topics that we've talked about before. Why people are damaged, why they have bad relationships, and you know, they can't function in life, and they think they have mental disorders and all kind of stuff. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's that one simple thing, a missing parent. You know what I'm saying? It's love that they don't know that because they never had it. So they're looking for it. They don't know what it's like. And now they do think they're cuckoo because they're, you know what I'm saying? All these emotions are going on, but it comes back to that one thing. And that's why, you know, I just wish that people took this more serious before, like y'all said, before you put yourselves together and do certain things, like make sure, you know, because this is huge. You're creating a whole nother human that has to walk this earth. And when they're damaged and psycho, like it's roots to it, you know?
Yeah. And what's crazy is that, you know, now at this age, I'm finding out that there are way more women that didn't ever do anything, but actually need child support than there are on the other side. And I'm just like, like this is crazy. Like,
yeah, it's wild.
Like I hate to like be the only one just talking. I'm just this topic.
Good.
I probably shouldn't have picked this topic because it just burns my soul. Because it's like that's another thing. Like what you're triggering something else too. Because it's like, so somebody was like, or a viewer might be saying, well, so that's your own fault. You should have went back. But for why? They arrested him. One time I did go. They arrested him. He got out an hour later. He called me laughing. I had to pay $100. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So it just irks me when I see you chase after the good people and then somebody like me, I have to fight and struggle, just like telling me, oh, you need to send in your tax papers and all that stuff. Why? I'm the custodial parent. I've been doing my responsibility. So why? What am I proving to you? Just look at this child and talk to the child, maybe see how healthy they are and go for the person. You know what I'm saying? Leave me the heck alone. I felt like a criminal.
Right.
The freaking sheriff came to my house and served me when he went and got it reduced. I'm like,
wow.
He's banging on my door. I'm like, what did I do? He gave me the envelope. Is this moron? Drove to Atlanta because he lives 4 hours out. You drove here to file that. You could have sent me that. Cash that.
Right. And like things I don't get is like, so it wasn't the last hearing, but one of the ones before that when she went up on it, because it was like around like the 160 range and it bumped up to like, well, she was trying to go higher than that. And then like literally the judge is sitting there and she's like, there is no way he's going to be able to live off of this. Like, y'all have to come up with something better than this because this is just too much. Like she, like even the judge was on my side. Like, hey, like there's something wrong with this situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know they were able to just like get it to that point or whatever. And you know that's kind of like where it's been sitting at or whatever. But like the whole time I'm like, hey, why can't we just work this out? Like we are adults. Like I don't understand why we need to get legal individuals involved and all this other stuff that's not part of the family. Like I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Maybe I don't want to call it dumb or whatever the case is, but it is what it is. I'm just trying to just be done with it. So when that last paperwork come in and say you off, we having a party. I'm just letting y'all know, everybody invited. It's gonna be the turn of the century. I'm going all out, just letting you know ahead of time. But
I feel you. Because what people don't look at, so y'all pay child support, then you get your child. You want to have a good time with your child.
So you
want to be active too. But you paying all this over here. Not saying she don't need help, but you paying this extra, like for you, $180 a week. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Because my thing is like, so All
So
right,
what you
so
supposed
that's
to
when
do
you.
on the weekends when you get them?
But
What you're gonna eat? Hot dogs?
we about to get on the phase 2. All right, so now we already got that established, right? So my thing is, all right. Oh, I'm about to lose my thought. Let me zone in into the thought I had before I left. All right, so weekends, right? I get them every other weekend. Okay, but all right, you already know how much you're taking out of my check. So what I got to do to make up the rest? I got a DJ. You know what I mean? So all my weekends running DJing is to help balance out my life, but also it's taking away the time that I would spend with him. How's that helping? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, for sure.
makes no sense whatsoever. So it's like, oh, what we gonna do this weekend? Well, I guess I'll get them on Sunday because Friday I'm doing this place, and Saturday I gotta go here, and then sometimes I have a triple weekend, so then I gotta skip 2 weekends, to see him again because I gotta, do this. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Got to balance out the rest, and it makes it harder. And that's the crazy part.
Like, it's insane.
That's the crazy part. It's like, yo, like, what else more do you expect from me? Other than, you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's bigger than money, yo. Like, just let the money thing go. If we can't do this together, like, why do we have to? It's just so irritating. You know what I mean? Because it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way at all. It should be, hey, we got to get this. All right, what do we got to pay? Like today, for instance, prime example. Kids mom called me while I was sleeping. I called her back and talked to her for a minute. So she was like, yeah. She was like, she said my oldest daughter wants PlayStation for her birthday. And I was like, just being me or whatever. She was like, it's cool. We don't have to get an expensive one. We can go half on it and get it. And I'm like, well, we can talk more about it. Her birthday's not until July, so we'll see how that works out. That was simple. When I just me saying, she was like, yeah, I do it myself. Nah, she's like, yeah, we can do half. You do half, I do half, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it could be all that simple and not arguments and bickering and bitter all the time and trying to do all that extra money saying, oh, well, I need this extra to take care of. It's not really that. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I mean, it takes a lot to take care of a kid, but it's really not that serious. And that's what people fail to realize. It's not what the kid needs, is what you want the kid to have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the mindset people forget about. And that's the part of living beyond your means.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because there's necessities and then there's what you want the kid to have.
Yeah.
So.
And that's going back to my thought that I lost track of was, okay, you got this amount coming in every week. Well, what else do you need? Because that should cover everything. Like,
necessity wise anyways.
Well, see, that's the problem too. These women get child support and they forget they're supposed to do their part too.
Yep.
So my ex-husband, baby mama, same thing, living at home with her mom. A career student, God dog it. I'm talking about that girl went to school for about 30 years, y'all. Every time I turned around, she was in new college. I'm dead serious. And I'm like, okay, great. You're making yourself a better person, I guess, but you still gotta do your part.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's one part that a lot of women who misuse child support, I think that, becoming a part of that individual to create another individual, you are still yourself. You're still yourself. You still have your own life. You still have your own walk, and you are your own provider. Like stable parents are two providing parents. Regardless of what you are providing, it should ultimately be providing stability to your relationship with your child. So I think we just have to remember our place. Like, everybody has a part. It take a village, and mommy and daddy just ain't it, but it start there because that's our foundation.
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. And that's the thing. Like, everybody still has to do their part, and unfortunately, I do think it's harder to be a single parent because, especially if you're not, even if you remarry, like that was the other assumption when I got married. his mom. She got on the phone one day like, what do you want? You married, ain't you? And I was like, I am. He's a bonus to the situation. Like, thank God he's here, like that's who he calls dad. Thank God, But what's that do? Cost tea in China. And I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's really the mentality for some people. And it sucks. It's like, so because I'm married, F him, like, she's married now. Mm-hmm. Like, so I think, and then let's say if the women that aren't married, sometimes it is hard to get a babysitter and, different challenges present themselves. But at the end of the day, like, that's something that we, the adults, chose, not the child. So we have to make the accommodations.
Yep. Always gotta make them.
And we can make solutions. I think we just get so caught up in whatever the issue is in the moment. But I just think like we really just have to be able to be adaptable. You're gonna always have to change something when it comes to children. And so I think just being ready for that is key.
Yeah. I think also there just needs to be some type of government reform in the situation, because they treat and I could be wrong, but it feels like, whether lawyers are involved or not, they treat all child support cases as like one blanket slate, and it's not black and white. There are other variables involved for each individual situation, where you have, one situation where, their father is off doing whatever, not sending nothing to the kid, kid needs something, some ship on as a pair of shoes for $60, but they still won't do that. Like, okay, we need to figure out something, buddy. Like, you ain't doing nothing. Like, come on, like something.
Like, yeah.
Whereas then you got me trying to do as much as I can, but why can't we get this lower down a little bit? Like, help a brother out. Because I'm trying to like build on some things for me and my son and whoever else wants to be part of the family. You know what I mean? Like, making it a little difficult right now. So
I guess at that point, if I feel like you should always be able to, how with different businesses and stuff, like you can renegotiate a contract. Is that something that you're able to revisit? Like, have you been educating yourself over this time to really make sure you're legible in this field, so that when you walk in, you're prepared? Because I do feel like the argument that you made, just trying to provide a life long term, what I mean, in itself, that's what we need, is longevity the most. So I do think like that's something you should be able to revisit. I mean, we vouch for you, of course, but if your work shows the same, I would definitely get on that.
Well, I mean, what it really just boils down to is a lawyer, because I mean, I could go down there, get the paperwork, fill it out myself, but I know at some point in time she may bring in her lawyer or something like that, and then it's going to be, the battle of law. You know what I mean? And who has this done and who has that and all that stuff, whatever like that. So to really take care of the situation is just to lawyer up. And I'm really not trying to go that route because it's very expensive. And, it's just, that's just not how I operate. But at the same time, it's like, I'm probably going to have to, you know what I mean?
It's like
but it's sad that I have to do that. Like, why couldn't we just work it out?
Right. It's like right now I'm just trying to keep the peace and keep it from going up. But at the same time, I do want to try to get this extra document in my back pocket, which is my lawyer. So just in case stuff get real hairy, I got you. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
So my whole thing at the end is that, the court systems need to not have it so black and white with every individual. Because I've been in a courtroom and a guy walks up and they'll say, all right, Mr. So-and-so, you got such and such, you need to pay up, blah, 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 blah. How do you, when do you think you're going to get it caught up, blah, blah, blah. And I'll say, well, either I just got this job or whatever the case is, I can get it caught up by such and such time. And then be like, all right, Then, you got such and such time, get it caught up. All right, talk to the clerk. Then I see somebody else go up, sound almost about the same. Might be one little small detail difference. And then it'll be like, well, I see you have been failure to pay, yada, yada, yada. 3 months in the county, we're going to walk you to the back. Boom, gone. Like that quick. Like, what just happened?
and then what's she going to do for them 3
Right.
months?
So
then what?
So I'm going to just throw this little situation out. Now, I will say, as in the beginning, that it was part of my fault, but the intention was it wasn't good intention. So there was about a month period in like a week, about a month and a week period where I did fall back. And that was because, I was like, you know what, bump this, I'm quitting my day job. I'm gonna just try to do this thing full time. But I didn't have all my stuff on the back end in order to make it happen the way it should have happened. You know what I mean? So the month going by, this is like December, and slow month too. So that didn't help at all either. Like bad timing all around. Then January came around and I went ahead and got a job at a Walmart doing like stocking and stuff or whatever. Now, I was there for about 2 weeks, and just filed, taxes and everything, and, about to get this lump sum money back so I could, put it back in, get everything caught up, ready to go. I get a phone call from baby mama, and she talking about wanting to meet me at the store, talk about her son. There's some other stuff on there, but I'm gonna leave that private, whatever, because I know she's gonna try to test the story. But so I go down thinking that we're gonna talk, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting in the car, and before I pulled up, I saw her go in the store. Now she can dispute the story, whatever she wants, but this is what happened, and here it go. So I'm sitting there in my car. Next thing I know, I see this cop pull up behind me. I'm like, didn't think nothing of it. Then he walks up to the car, and then he said something, but then he saw my Uber sticker, and then he was like, "Oh, you a Uber," and then started to walk off. At that moment, I should have crunk up and left. But then he came back, and I heard over his intercom my name, and I was like, "What the hell is this going on right now?" So then he walks up. He was like, "Are you such and such?" I don't want to put my name out there like that, but such and such. And I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, "Can you step out the car?" Next thing I know, I'm getting detained for a warrant for failure to pay. Now, I'm not the, highest graded weed and dispensary or, the smartest book of the shelf, but there's only 2 ways you can get stopped for a warrant. Either A, a traffic violation, or B, they know exactly where you are to pick you up. So how in the world did they know when and where to find me at that exact moment to take me in? You know what I'm saying?
You got set up.
So went into Greenville County that night. Next morning, they took me to Oconee because that's where we had everything filed at that time. I was in there for about a week. Miss Valentine's Day. Girl had dumped me at the time. I'll leave that person nameless. And lost my job, all that, And then my sister and my mom got together, got enough money to get me out, and then kind of like moving and grinding since then or whatever. But all that, you know what I'm saying? Like I could have been there for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Just and it doesn't stop. Like if you were listening, it doesn't stop. Like that money would have been going up and up and up, and would have just been sitting on arrears. You know what I'm saying? Like when you pay that child support, you're not just paying just a child support, you're paying court fees, and if you're behind, you're also paying arrears. Like like the mom's not even getting the full amount. So like what's the point? You know what I mean? But
that's real. When I got my ex-husband out, he was facing some months because he was in a different county, and the officer, he told me they weren't going to expedite him anytime soon. But me being me, I called the solicitor and went back and forth, and they threw him on the calendar as an emergency that day. And like I said, I had to go across town, get the paperwork, come back. Like it was a lot of going back and forth, and I got him out on a wing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not no attorney, but I was close that day.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't. I don't know. I don't really got too much more to say about it. If y'all wanna mention y'all closing statements on this, because I'll just sit here and go on another tangent, and we'll be sitting here like, when this podcast gonna end?
Right. I mean, yeah. Closing remarks. I mean, initially, it's just, it's crazy. It shouldn't be a thing, and it's used as a crutch in certain aspects and a pawn. Now, I did want to say this one thing. I had never, until after I got out of high school, saw a dude that I went to high school with, and we were catching up or whatever. He was like, yeah, I got full custody of my kids, and my kids' mom paid me child support. I was taken back. I was like, whoa, what?
It's rare, but it happens.
It's rare, but it happens. And I was like, yo, that's wild. He was like, yeah, man, she wasn't doing what she's supposed to do, and I was the one maintaining the job, had somewhere for them to stay, and I was doing what I needed to do. I was like, hey, man, keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. But I was just taking it back. I was like, what? But I've also heard of like situations where like parents take over the kids or take custody of the kids, and the moms end up paying child supports to their
grandparents.
To the grandparents, which is hard to come by very often, but it does happen. And it's like, dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And it's just like it's child support is labeled as a male thing. And it's really not. It's not until you get out in the world and you start to find out.
I will say, I think also it depends on your caseworkers too. Sometimes, because some of them, like, they just suck, like, just straight up, you know what I'm saying? And when I say that, like, in my case, I never met my caseworker. I met her the first one I had when I initially filed. I met her, but I've never met anyone after. He lives in a smaller town than Atlanta, so he gets to go in and he knows his caseworker. So when she closed my case, attempted to close my case, and I caught it, I was dealing with his person. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I do think that matters, and there are women that pay child support. You're very right. There are couples or parents that have to pay the grandparents. You're very right about that. And I do think that it is more geared for moms. I think that it is harder to get custody from a mom of a child just because of natural, the mom is the mom. But there are bad moms out here, that do mistreat the child, whatever the case. And in some instances, the fathers do get custody. I recently was talking to someone where the mother was like on a permanent restraining order. She's not allowed to have any custody or visitation, only phone calls. And I was like, wow, like, what the heck did she do? Like,
she must be
that's
on drugs
crazy.
or something.
And the crazy thing is, the majority of the time, the ones that end up like that are the ones that are trying to drain the system for all of the child support situation that it is for the man. And he's out there busting his tail, and she's over here living a life doing nothing and leaving the kid with Tom, Dick, and Harry to babysit them every night while she goes out and club and use all the child support money to do that. And it's just like, in a lot of cases, they still win those situations because they come in and it's like, oh, but he doesn't do anything. But you do get the right judges or the right lawyers that come in and like, look, he's working 5 days a week at a well-named job, making X amount of dollars a month, you know what I'm saying, every pay period, and he has a stable house, he's in a good neighborhood, school district's great, and why can't he take custody? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that should be the case. And the thing is men are scared to fight for it. That's what it is initially. It's a stigma of being terrified that no matter what way you turn it and how to make yourself look good, the judge is always going to go into the mother's favor because she's the mother.
Well, not even just that, but you got the lawyers that's a part of that too,
Yeah.
But when they start building their cases, it's like...
Yeah, the court system as a whole. Yeah, you know what I mean? The court system as a whole. And it's like, but you won't take the child from the mother. And it's like, yeah, we understand. But at the same time, like So said, there's some bad moms out there. Period, point blank.
Yeah. it's crazy because like when I was first put on, I didn't have a job, so they just put it at minimum wage, and it was just stacking when I was still trying to find a job. So I'm just like, what the hell, man? Like, what? And then, you know, when I got myself, you know, working and stuff, you know, there was this big thing of arrears, but I just had to start from this point. So I still had the arrears to catch up and this going on. So like, it's been a not so pleasant journey, you know, this whole time, whatever. So, you know, if I'm working, you know, just realize that everybody at my job is making way more than me. Like I haven't had a day job where I'm making what I should be making. You know what I'm saying? I'm making, or technically, no, I'm priced at, you know, $16.50 at the moment, but I'm not getting none of all that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like my checks may be on a good week, a good two something. You know what I'm saying? A week. And then the rest of it comes from DJing. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm out here trying to get this money. You know what I'm saying? And
hustle.
Right. But yeah, just, you know, pretty much everything y'all said in a nutshell. And just, you know, it for me, it just really boils down to they just need to not have the system so black and white, and the stigmatism on a guy that's on child support. Like, let's, you know, fix that too, because not all people that are on child support are a negative impact on their child's life. Like sometimes just a bad situation that happened, or like Soso said, it could be, you know, a greedy mom in the mix or something like that, or, you know, whatever the case may be. You know, there's other factors involved. It's not black and white. It's just not. Like,
oh, I have a cousin who put himself on child support because he wasn't allowed to see his daughter and she was giving him drama, and he just signed himself up to eliminate the middle of the night phone calls, the urgent, we need. So he did it. And then he continued the process, you know, to get his, well, they were married. So, but yeah, I mean, sometimes it just depends. You just never know what's going on behind the scenes.
right.
Yeah, a lot of men do that, and the ones that actually do that, a lot of times they don't get hit with the maximum or stuff like that. So it's sometimes in good essence, just like she said, to not deal with, oh, I need this, or da 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 da. You can't see the child because of this. Da, da, da. Oh, sorry, ma'am. This paperwork says I have visitation every other weekend. So whether I pay you or not, or you don't get what you want, you have to let me see my child by law.
Yep. And it's just sad it has to come to that. Well, I don't know. You think?
And they can get reprimanded for that. That's they can get big reprimanded for that.
You get the right judge. Oh yeah, because
he'll tear you up.
Yeah, cuckoo bird. So we did the legitimation and everything, right? So real quick, I went to pick her up one day or take her home. He had to work because before taking her home, she flipped. And I'm like, well, if she want her back, what's the problem? Right?
Right.
But cool. So we got the paperwork. Matter of fact, no, he had to work late and I went to get her and she wouldn't give her to me. Long story short, this cuckoo bird filed a restraining order on me the following week. So they served me, but I responded. Because I ain't do none of this, girl. Everything she put in the complaint was what she did to me. She reversed it. So I went. I took the answer machine. I unplugged it. I took it to court. Never even had to play it. The judge read over everything. And it was Christmas. And we were like Christmas break. We were supposed to have her at that time. She told we couldn't. So we get in there, judge reading everything. She said, what are you here for? She said, we were never formally introduced. She said, are you kidding me right now?
Wow.
She looked just like Judge Judy. I swear to God, on everything. No, real talk. That lady said, are you kidding me right now? She said, you want to meet her? Turn to her, shake her hand, and meet her. So I turned around. I was like, hi, my name is Soleil. Shook her hand. She like, so we met. So the judge said, long story short, she told her, she said, this is the court of law. Don't you ever come in my courtroom with this trash again. She said, I already know that it's trash because this woman is here today. And any woman who was about what you said wouldn't even have showed up. She's like, did you take off from work today? I said, yeah. Yes, ma'am. She said, how much do you make an hour? She wrote it down. Long story short, she said they are legally married. And the only thing you can do legally is get over it. I was like, she said, any rights that he has, she has because she's his wife. She said, matter of fact, where's the child at right now? She's like, at home. She's like, okay. She comes to me, Miss So-and-so, what time would you like to pick up the child? I'm like, as soon as I leave here, it works. She said, okay, fine. She said, now you have two choices. Back to her. You can either meet at the police station and do the exchange. She said, or you could pick a location. You pick a grocery store. She said, if you want to meet in the produce, she said, you stand in the produce with the child. When Miss So-so enters the store, you send the child over to her. You watch from a distance. You give them time to leave, get in the car, then you go about your business. She said, or you can do it at the police station. As a parent, I wouldn't want to do an exchange at the police station. But if that's what you want to do, if that's what's going to work best, then that's what we're going to do. So we chose a grocery store. She said, cool. So what time can you meet her there? So I was like, 4:00. Perfect. So you're going to go and pick her up. And here's my number on this bench. Gives me a card. I'm going to sign this paperwork. Make sure you go downstairs and get the certified copy. Keep it with you at all times. Because if you have any problems, you call me and I will have her arrested for contempt of court.
Yep.
And that was the last time I dealt with Monkey Face.
Yep, we'll lock you up.
Yeah, because stop wasting. That's taxpayer time. That's money. That could have been a whole, different case. Yeah, and again, you're hurting a kid. Like it was Christmas break. She was supposed to be with us. And she extended our visitation because of her holding her away from us. She extended it. She was, that's my time. I'm supposed to have her back. She said, I don't care. And she said, well, she has a doctor's appointment. She said, and she's like, and she can take her. Her father can take her. Like, what do you, and then she signed the thing. So yeah, a lot of these ladies, like I can't stress it. If you don't know the person, don't have a baby with them. And then you're good. You know what I'm saying? Think about things before y'all getting all cute and thinking, oh, it's hot and bothered. Think all the way through. Because it comes with huge responsibilities. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, again, you're creating a person that has to grow up in this world. And you don't want them to grow up with that dysfunctional mentality and all of that extra stuff. So, do the right thing. And if you do choose to have a child, work together. Like, just be a team. At the end, it's about that kid.
Yep.
Facts. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Because, because in regards to that, it's just a lot of legalities and, if you can't work it out with the person, it's going to get legal. And that's what you don't want, because then that's when it gets nasty. So I just suggest that anybody that, is thinking about it or, not in that situation yet, just have a conversation with the person. If you can have a conversation with that person, if you can't, then you just got to lawyer up. I mean, that's all it is to it. Because the person that doesn't have the lawyer gonna get raped every time. But yeah. So this week coming up, y'all got anything going on? I know y'all had to dip out real quick. It's late.
Nah, ain't too much. Kids be here this weekend. About it. They gonna be here live like they normally are.
Right.
What they do. Yeah. So this is the funniest thing. So when he first moved in and they met him, and I forgot what you were doing, or were they just making the noise?
I think they were just making the noise.
Yeah, they were just making a noise like a robot. So he just starts moving like a robot, and they'll stop and he'll stop. And then they'll go, be-doo, be-doo. He's like, you got to stop making the noise. So for a good month or so, like every time he would come in the house and they'd catch him and they'd go, be-doo. He's like, you got to stop.
And then they go faster, and then I'm just like, but they're awesome though.
Yeah,
These are funny.
Yeah, man, they wild. Man, they're something else. They are just something else. But yeah, that's pretty much sums up my week. Work in them, and then preparing myself for the whole tooth thing again.
Poor thing.
So what you got going on?
Not too much. Gonna lay a little low again this week.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I will be on Clubhouse moderating with Cookies. You guys know Infamous Cookies out in LA, the store. I'm partnering with DJ. Hold on, let me tell you his name. Dang, this is so embarrassing. Talk to the man. DJ Works SF. So anyway, he's with Cookies out in LA, you know, the weed spot, clothing spot, all that good stuff. So I'll be moderating for him permanently, and then we'll be taking the show onto Twitch. Just giving artists a platform to play music, be reviewed, and get some great professional feedback, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm honored to do that. My high school, my alma mater, the Great Southwest Cab. We have a Bleacher campaign going on, so I've been promoting that, and I also do a live Thursdays with them, just interviewing different alum from different eras, taking it back, forward, and bringing in a guest alum DJ as the pre-Friday turn up.
That's what's up.
So that's what I've been doing lately.
Making it sound like you ain't about to do nothing. You still got a full schedule going on.
I be trying to sit down, I promise. I really do.
It be like that though. When you in your groove of doing stuff, you just gotta keep it moving.
Yeah, that's true.
See, this weekend I don't have anything really much going on. Like last weekend. Just Bonjour Crepe again. Telling y'all good food, good vibes. 8 to 12. We're gonna be there. And also, I'm gonna start diving into real estate investing this week. I jumped into this other program, so we're gonna do a lot of absorbing and start getting some of these wholesale deals going. So we're gonna see how this go. And
Okay.
you already know, try to make some moves this year, like for real, like.
Y'all better use that stimmy money.
True,
Let me see y'all getting lobster tails and crab legs.
Hey, look, it ain't gonna be none of that. This is what that. You see these right here?
See, you different. I'm talking about them other people, child.
That's what they're going towards.
Going to my brakes. Them are squeaking.
Man, ain't that crazy? Like when something comes up, like, for me, I get a bonus from work and stuff, and it always ends up being something every time. Like I've been there 15 years, and I swear every time I get my bonus, something makes itself available to need attention financially.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pay the rest of my braces off. They'll get that out the way. One bill down, so I can tell them, hey, check this out. So let's try to get these things off by October. Can we make that happen? Like, that's what I'm trying to do.
Hey.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. There was something else I was gonna say. I forgot what it was. But on another note, so I looked at this other hosting site, and we might be switching over. But until that happens, if y'all happen to look down at your phone and scroll up to our show notes, there's a little link sitting there that will allow you to activate your own Buzzsprout account, which will give you a $20 Amazon gift card if you sign up. And see, I think you gotta have a paid plan for that. Yep, help support our show. Let's see. You can just start with some gear that you already have in a quiet space. You know what I'm saying? Upload it, put some art up there or whatever for a cover. Boom, you got a podcast. That quick and simple. You know what I'm saying? You'll be listed on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pandora, the whole shebang. Like, we're everywhere. So whatever you're listening to, share it to a friend, tell another friend, tell that friend. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to keep this thing moving. But let me go ahead and let y'all know what we got going on next week.
I didn't have to remind him this week, y'all.
Boy,
He deserves a round of applause.
Boy.
Insert clap sound.
All right, I think it cut out for 2 seconds. But we're going to be doing achieving and maintaining balance. And we also got guest comedian Adam, I'm going to butcher his last name, Schulte. I believe it is. Adam Schulte. Yes, Schulte. Yeah. We're gonna talk about that later. He's gonna get me right on that. But yeah, it's gonna be an awesome show. Yeah, so same place, same time. And yeah, I think we out.
You know.
All right, holla at y'all later. Peace.
Bye.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Tough Talk Podcast. That's at TUFF